what the yay say, can it with the say, yeah, I don't care what CC or E say.
He say or she say, money in a briefcase, nigga must be Philly cause I'm getting that cheese. Oh, that's a scummy bitch. Oh, I think that bitch is TK. Oh, she gon' learn today. I tell that bitch to do a three-way. If you feeling lucky, I might go in for the sweepstakes. Big nuggies in this blunt, like I'm smoking on PJ. And then like I'm Canal, I'm a fucker in my PJ.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Vontae the First, back again with another video, man. You guys already know we did at My Hero Academia. It's been a minute because Horikoshi been on hiatus. He's been on a break. I think he was having shoulder issues, so obviously his health wasn't, at a just a proficient level at the time. So he should take all the breaks that he needs. He's in the final stretch. I don't feel like he needs to rush or do any of that. So just let him chill and let him come back when he's absolutely ready and healthy to come back. And here we are right now for this chapter. Last chapter. So what happened last chapter? Last chapter, obviously the fight's still going on. Togo's still using the twice clones or using his quirk and whatnot. And then of course Ochako is still having her dialogue, her inner monologue about Toga and the whole situation. Fast forward a little bit throughout the chapter, we see All For One still fighting against the heroes. They jumping them as they should, and he's still rewinding. He rewinded to like a teenage state or something like that. He looks like a lot younger, and I think somebody had brought it up as well that he did look younger. Because I remember I brought it up, so I was like, what the hell, he look younger? And I forgot which character said it, but they said the same thing after I said it. I was like, okay, so I guess I was right. But anyway, so we seen that, and then at the end of the chapter, we heard Makia coming in, and All For One was so juiced, and nigga was hella juiced to see Makia, big ass, come in and start a rampage or whatever. But once he got closer and closer, we seen there was two people on his back. We seen Kirishima, aka Red Riot, and the boy Shinzo on his back. And it seems like Shinzo obviously, he did his thing. He brainwashed him, so that's probably why obviously they're on his back and that they're there right now. So that's pretty interesting. I have a problem with it, but only because I just feel like the hero's been getting so many dubs in the past stretch of chapters, like so many dubs, people coming in, saving the day, this, that, and the third. It all makes sense though. When you think about the powers, it makes sense. Like Shinzo brainwashing Maki, all that shit makes sense. It's just that the villains, they just look like they back is against the wall and they about to get swept. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's realistic, but we will see what happens. So I'm just excited to get into this chapter. So let's just start it right now. My Hero Academia, what chapter is it? I really don't know. But we see Mina in the cover page. Okay, chapter 383, A Small Heart. All right, a girl dressed in what? Acid. This is gonna be a Mina chapter. I'm here for it, most definitely. All right. After the news of Shoto Todoroki taking down Dabi, Jaku Hospital. Well, he took him down, but Dabi he's still moving. So, Jaku's hospital ruins outside Gigantomaki's detainment facility. But I know what they mean. They're just saying after that part, this is when I'm guessing they probably got Makia. So they just trying to show you the time frame of when it happened. Because I was going to ask that too before I hopped into the chapter. Under attack. What just happened? Everything was going so well. Floating enemies are immune to my softness quirk. Between this high frequency sound transmitter and thanks to the raw power of our quirks, our mission is in the bag. So we got the villains, they fighting against some of the students over there in that facility. We had the sneak attack all set up. Why are they ready? Why are they here ready for us? You tried to stop our plan, but your efforts have failed miserably. This device was designed specifically to broadcast All For One's voice. His words will penetrate the walls of the prison no matter how thick. And due to his dog quirk, Makia's ears cannot fail to pick them up. Makia absolutely can't wake up. I refuse to let that happen. That's Mount Lady talking, and she had her little fight with Makia and he fucked her up. Well, he dragged her, threw her and all that. She was trying though, but Makia he's just a unit. Real change, big. Okay, oh yeah. So class B, yeah, that I forgot her quirk where she could change the size of different shit. That's pretty neat. I like that. Because that guy, what the fuck going on here? And then Makia, he gets out of that shit. I like that shot though. It really shows how monstrosity, like how much of a monster this nigga is. Like, look at him. He just rampaging through there. He broke out. He still has restraints on him, but he still broke out. Represents the wounds in people's heart. Okay. Now I'm connecting the dots here. I'm like, so it's a Mina chapter. I'm like, that's kind of random in my head. I was thinking that's kind of random, but Makia, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had her whole PTSD moment with Makia in the raid, the arc prior, or her big arc prior to this, the one that just ended in anime, well, before Dark Deku. But yeah, so she flashback for a few years ago when she got scared when he went up to her and he was asking like, where's what such and such, da, 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 da. So it's cool. She get to get her moment, her spin back. I like that. The escort mission is done. At the start of our master plan, we managed to warp Shinzo here without the villains realizing it. And he's been hiding ever since, which means he's ready to step in. Shinzo, brainwash Makia. Oh man, they found out. Oh, okay, so they found out, and they end up getting Shinzo, covering him with some whatever that shit is, some, I don't know, slime shit. If Makia wakes up, we're guaranteed to win, so I don't need to put myself in danger, right? The heroes who are still here today have guts, so I only pretended to put up a fight before I went into hiding. But now I've covered a twerp. Surely he'll be easier to control than that brat I ran into at the time. Oh, is that the slime monster that damn, that's cool. That in the literally episode 1, chapter 1, where Deku saves Bakugo from the slime monster? Is that who he's referring to? That's kind of cool because Kirishima would know because he's seen that on the news and shit. And plus Bakugo, that's his boy. So I like that connection. I think that is him though, right? Especially if he's referring to another kid. I'm trying to think like when, you know what I'm saying? Like what significance would he say that if this was like during this fight and we just didn't see it, like what's the point? But yeah, I think that is the one that Bakugo got trapped by. Yep. Actually, did they show a little flashback of that in that little small panel? I can't tell, but it might have been either way. The weak are destined to suffer as they're trampled on. It's just the way the world works. Might determines right and wrong. Might determines right and wrong. No pun intended, all might. The whims of the strong will be legitimized. Okay. Where is my master? Oh fuck, he hit the shit out of Mount Lady. Jesus Christ. Today begins our age of liberation. Maximum output. Acid Man, Alma. Okay, so we got, there we go. So we got Mina coming in, saving the day. Oh shit. A solution is strong enough to eat through Makia's hide. Wait, shooting something like that. At that time, I wasn't able to make it very far, so many people died and everything was destroyed. But now that I've made use of Bakugo and Todoroki's training methods, enough is enough. And that's one thing that I really like about My Hero when it comes to the students. Like, I really like that they all can train with each other and learn each other's like specialties and weaknesses, so they can use that for their advantage, for their court. Like, I like the realness in that. That's one thing about My Hero that I feel like in a lot of superheroism, like any kind of comic or anything, I feel like we don't get that as much. Like, actually people using other people's techniques and shit. We probably see it here and there when it's like a last resort type thing, which this is kind of is one of those situations, but we've seen throughout the series that people will do it even in the most, I guess you could say, tame or normal situations too. Like we've seen Deku in situations like that, and we've seen a lot of other students like that. So I always appreciated that when in this manga. I'm sick and tired of failing to protect. I like that though. First Kirishima saved her back in the raid from the same kind of situation with Makia, having to do with Makia, and then now she's saving him. You know what I'm saying? That's why, hey, that's the couple right there. You feel me? Fuck with that. The ones I care about. That is a clean shot. I'm sick of failing to protect the ones I care about. God, acid. She's turned my sludge into a liability. Wow, it's mixing around inside of me. Pause. Wait, not a chance in hell. I'm what you'd call a free rider. Thanks for your cooperation. Oh shit. Ashido, Shoji never gave in to revenge. I love Midnight Sensei's classes. Okay. So, oh yeah, because he's like a heteromorph, right? So, I like that little commentary there. I know full well that things are scary when you're weak. Because I'm weak. That's why I want you by my side. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? And not just for us, but you guys as well. So Mina, she's spitting. Hold on, let me kind of dissect. I'm looking at the pictures and shit. All the moments of her, being happy, school, all the emotions, all that. So I know full well that things are scary when you're weak because I'm weak. That's why I want you by my side. Alright? Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? And not just for us, but you guys as well. We're all comrades, no matter how much you screech. Your voice won't reach him. He can't be stopped. Wait, so she's talking to them? I don't really understand that. I don't get that. Is this like a desperation type? I mean, not desperation, because they literally got the upper hand here, or it looks like it. I don't know what you mean by that. Like, why is she telling the villains that? Or is she just saying that, like, people should band together due to, like, weaknesses instead of trying to, like, shoulder burdens and, like, kind of, just create chaos or something? I don't know what she means by that. Because I know what she meant by her. Like, she said, I'm weak, so that's why I need people to help me. You know what I'm saying? I could get that part. But to tell them that about, like, comrades, we're all comrades, no matter how much you screech. Unless this is him thinking that. Because I don't know. Oh, yeah, but you got Shinzo jumping in on Makia. It will reach. That's why I trained under Aizawa Sensei. Swat down everyone floating in the air. And, oh, yep, and he ends up getting them, and he swats all them niggas in the air. Using Tartarus recordings of my personal chords, I copy off on his voice, and that's lit. I like that a lot. Copy off on his voice. All I needed was a single response from him to completely counteract their sound transmissions. Oh no, you're dehydrated. I'm sorry, Ashido. I was useless once again. Now we're finally even. You idiot, we were always even. You always been my hero. I like that. I mean, that's kind of true, because she was the one that, like, motivated him, the one that did her thug thizzle back then with Makia. And then, I like that. He doesn't look at that as like, oh, I'm just paying you a debt when he saved her right here. It's like, nah, you've been saving me all the time. If anything, I'm just doing what I gotta do. But ultimately, you've been the one that as more so the hero when it comes to both of them. So that's interesting. We prevented Jailbreaker and PLF members from retreating Makia, restrained them and get them ready for transportation. All for One did what? And finally, that was a dangerous bet, but we can't afford to lose, so we'll cling to this thread of hope and use every trick we've got. Oh shit! What this panel right here? What the hell? A colossal battle. I'm trying to look at everybody there. So you got Makia coming in. He came in. You see Mountain Lady there. Obviously, All for One. Dark Shadow. So Tokoyami. Hawk should be somewhere. I just can't. There's a lot of shit going on. I can't really tell what the fuck going on in this big ass panel. It looked nice though. It looked nice. That's all I got to say. It looks nice. And off one, it looked like he's still rewinding and shit. And then now we see a helicopter in the air. Interesting. I don't know what that's. I guess it's maybe the news coming in, or is it like some kind of military support? Because I might see another helicopter behind this. I don't know if it's some kind of support or what. But that's interesting. Okay, Mina. All right. It was a pretty cool chapter. I still just don't understand it. Somebody let me know, really, like, down below, when I was talking about a few minutes ago about the whole Mina dialogue there, where she was telling, the heroes, or not the heroes, the villains, was she just saying that because, like, because she even mentioned, she said Shoji will never give in to revenge. Like, is she just telling, like, heteromorph people that, like, yo, y'all shouldn't have this kind of uproar? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that what it was? because I'm assuming like Slime Monster, he's a heteromorph, right? So is it because of that? And that's why she said, like, you know, that a lot of you villains kind of band together because you're weak or you're ostracized or you're looked at as different. And that's why she says, like, oh, in that case, we all look weak. You know, we can all relate on that kind of spectrum of being, like, you know, not seen as much. You feel me? So she's just saying that, like, well, shit, I'm just like you. Like, but I just know I got people that can support me and do the right things. I'm not sure. I'm trying to connect it. I must be missing something. I probably am. But you guys as well. We are all comrades. Never mind. I think I got it. I don't think that was her saying that. That was when, which I had thought at first, but that's when, what's his name? Redestro, I guess he was telling him that because he's one of his members, so he was probably telling him, like, yo, we're all comrades. And then he was just thinking back to what he had said, and then while she's talking, never mind. I was confusing the fuck out of myself. So now I get it. I get it now. Yeah, I get it. Yep. Because this has been the whole common thing. Like, heroes and villains, realistically, they're not that much of a difference depending on what kind of villain and what kind of hero you are, you know? Because we have Stain, who's literally trying to attack all the heroes who are fakes, who just wanted fame and not actually saving people. So he's targeting the people who are false villains, you know? And then, heroes. And then you got the villains who are, like, there's certain villains that certain things happen to them that's not really their fault, and then they kind of just go down this downward spiral and shit, and then they end up banding together with people because they needed people because they're weak on their own or ostracized or whatever the case may be. And then there's heroes that, then there's just villains that just are completely villainous, like All For One and shit, that like do shit and they don't give a fuck. Him and Muscular, you know, people like that. So I like that we're getting a lot of this dialogue right now in this final arc from both sides about different things, because in a lot of ways they're all very similar to each other, but also, you know, they're different because that's why they're fighting in the first place, you know. But they're just acknowledging that when you really think about it, we're all the same. We're all fighting for the same thing, essentially, just on different sides, you know. So yeah, this was a pretty good chapter, a pretty good comeback chapter from Horikoshi. I'm glad that he's doing all well and whatnot. If I could rank this chapter, it'll get like a 7. It'll get like a 7. It was cool. I'm excited for next week. See what we got going on next week, though. And wait, is One Piece on break? I think it is on break. I'm about to say I got 3. Now I got my 3 back, but nah, JJK will be back and this will be back. So you guys already know, man. Pull up to my reaction next week for My Hero Academia and JJK if you guys read that as well, or you've been reading both, then I'm glad that you come here to watch my videos. So without further ado, I'll let you guys all have a good one. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys on the next video.